Alright, so I guess I just wanted to record a league because I've gotten a lot of questions about when you board mentor in and just kind of how to play the deck in general. I don't think I'm the best player ever, but hopefully listening to me talk through some of my plays will help some people get started with the deck and maybe just kind of see the strength of this deck. I think it's pretty good. I think Counterbalance is really good in the Lurrus Mirrors. But I also think this deck has very polarizing matchups. It is really good and works really well when Counterbalance is very good. And in post-board games, you kind of want to be able to board out some of the bad cards to kind of board in Mentor. Alright, so I guess this is the first match, and we'll see what we're playing against. I don't know what our opponent is playing. I don't think I've played him before, but... So this hand has 2 planes in it, which is kind of a meme in the Miracles community, but we have a Bauble, and we get an extra draw. It also has a Force of Will. I think this hand is possibly keepable, but I'm gonna make the disciplined decision and mulligan it. Okay, this hand's a lot better, I think. So we're gonna keep this, and we're gonna bottom. I suppose we could bottom Portent, or we could just bottom the Caracas because we really don't know how good it is in the blind, and we really don't want to be playing on basics so that we can predict. So I think we'll go with the Caracas, although I'm not sure. It could be one of these cantrips. So I think we're going to go ahead and Portent here. We're looking for a second land, and I think we can play out the Bauble, but we're unlikely to crack it immediately. So I think obviously we want the island next turn. We can figure out if the sword is good by our next upkeep depending on what our opponent does. So yeah, we'll just take the Forcible just in case we have to do anything crazy. No. Well, that's a little bit scary. That probably means our opponent is playing Mono Red Stompy, which means the sword is not great, but not terrible either. I think we'll wait and see what their threat is to decide whether we want to mill the sword or not. Cycling Yadaro. Okay, that happens. And that's all. Interesting. So I think the sword might be a good card, but we don't have any white mana, and I think Yadaro takes forever to like come back. Pretty sure we'll see some way to remove him, hopefully, before then. Although the Ancient Tomb worries me a little bit, because I feel like that means our opponent is likely playing some kind of like Planeswalker Stompy deck. Yeah, and I think here we just pass and we look at what our opponent has on his upkeep. Another Ancient Tomb, okay. Maybe this is just like Painter? Not sure. I think we start off with Portent. I think we're looking for some sort of threat or white mana. Counterbalance is okay. So I think this is worth a brainstorm right now. because we can also play Lurrus and hold up Forcible. So it doesn't matter, we'll just put all these back. Oh, we can't play Lurrus, I'm stupid. No, but we'll still brainstorm, I think. Because at the bare minimum, we'll be able to like set up counterbalance. So because they have Ancient Tomb, I think they probably play Chalice. I think it's Island Days. Oh no, we're gonna draw a card on their turn, so it would have to be something else. Yeah, I'm down for Days, Sword. I think it's a bit crazy to do this maybe, because counterbalance is usually really bad against Ancient Tomb decks, but I suppose we're not really doing anything else. I think we just pass. Through the breach. Yikes. Well, we're very dumb. It's definitely gonna put Emrakul in, right? It has to be. Can't possibly be anything else here. So I'm guessing this has to be like mono red sneak attack. That's why they have Yadaro. Well, I guess we have no choice but to force this. And now I think we want to draw the Days. Because in case they have another way to enable their creature, we need to respond. That was actually really bad. I mean, I haven't ever played against this deck before. Alright, well, thank God this Days is good. I guess we just look for free. No, we're guaranteed to draw the card. I think we just Days. Pick up an island. Hope we don't have Syrian Spirit Guide. Okay, they don't have it. It's good. They're also kind of low on life total now. No, I would not like to reveal. Alright, so now we need to pretty much find... Oh, okay, that's pretty good actually. So now we really, yeah, we need to find a blue card. So we'll just go for Bobble, and we'll Bobble right away, just so we can draw the blue card. Hopefully. And I think we should be like reasonably favored from next turn onwards. If we draw a blue card here. Okay, that is a blue card. That's pretty sick, actually. That one will reveal. Okay, it's a land. It's not bad for us. So sneak attack. We don't have any 4s in our deck, so this is we literally have to force negation. The real question is if we want to pitch the brainstorm, because I think brainstorm is worth a lot. But we also just have a fetch on top right now that can buy us back Forcible, so I think we just go for this and hit him. And then we can stop whatever he's doing next turn, and then he can't use these tombs anymore, so I think we're good. Okay. So I think Lavinia is pretty good in this matchup, obviously, like they're trying to cheat on mana. Our opponent had a number of 0 mana cards. I'm guessing these are okay, but they're probably pretty bad. Our opponent definitely has Pyroblast, right? There's no way they don't. So I think these are bad, because it's going to be very hard for us to respond to an instant speed. It's kind of weird. I think Lurrus is actually worth quite a lot in combo matchups, because you can kind of stuff your hand with counterspells, and then play your threat like right after you've countered their spell. But there are a lot of really bad cards. Like, I think Counterbalance is also really weak. I just don't think it does anything, honestly. I mean, I guess it counters like their Pyroblasts when we force the foil, so maybe that's just good enough. This EE is probably bad though. Probably cut this. Those are terrible. We don't really have anything to board in. I wonder if they'll like board in Blood Moon or stuff like that. So maybe we should just leave this in, because like why not? I'm happy to try this because we're up a game, but if the counterbalances are terrible this game, then I guess we can board them out for the mentors in game 3. I think typically against show and tell, I actually like boarding in mentors because it gives us more opportunity to kind of reveal 3-drops. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but there really aren't many 3-drops in this deck. All we have is, after we cast Lurrus, we can Caracas it and brainstorm it back, and the one Entreat the Angels and one Council's Judgment. But not everyone is playing the Council's Judgment, so some people literally only have like 3-drops in their entire deck and Lurrus if you have Caracas. This hand is a little bit slow. It doesn't have Forcible in it, but I think we're on the draw. I think it's worth keeping. We have Seal, which obviously doesn't do anything right away, but we have a Ponder to kind of find like our interaction, which is reasonable, I think, post board, especially if we're on the draw. I can definitely see mulliganing this hand because the Engineered Explosives and the Sanctuary are both pretty bad. Yeah, but I think this deck just has a lot of cantrips. Keeping some number of cantrips is fine, especially if you suspect your opponent is playing Chalice. But okay, yeah, so they are playing Chalice of the Void. So I guess we had like a good read because they had Ancient Tombs. So this is like, I mean, we just got like pretty lucky. I think we kept a pretty medium hand, but it worked out. They only have 2 cards. I guess we'll play this out in case they have like Blood Moon or something. And there's no way they play any Thorn type effects in this deck, I don't think. Maybe they have like Trinisphere. So I think maybe we should just play this out, just in case they like punk us and then we can't get rid of the Chalice with the EE. I think the Seal of Cleansing is worth more because it can kill Sneak Attack. Okay, so nothing so far from our opponent. We can't Ponder, but I think I like Seal of Cleansing because he doesn't have Ancient Tomb, and he's gonna need like some number of draws to do that next turn. Yeah, so we can just play this out, I think, and then maybe next turn we can either consider going for Lurrus, just as a clock, or we can blow EE up. Okay, they're cycling Yadaro. That's fine. Draw your card. So Caracas is actually really good against Yadaro. 2 cards. Snapcaster. Okay. Like I said, I think this Engineered Explosives isn't worth very much, so I think we'll go for this right now, and then we can Ponder. Look for Forcible. I think our opponent's unlikely to rebuild if we can find that. Man, okay, so that's a way to kill our opponent fast. And a Brainstorm. But Sword is just incredibly bad right now. Our opponent's only cycled 1 Yadaro. I think this is a shuffle. I can definitely see keeping it, but I think it's correct. Okay, Trinisphere. Nice. So we pretty much called the like weird lock pieces our opponent's playing. Counterbalance. Okay, well, that's not exciting. I think we just redeploy the Engineered Explosives here, and then next turn we can recast the Seal of Cleansing. Yeah, let's do that. And of course we'll go for our best friend. Recast EE. Another Chalice on 1. Okay. Well, Pretty glad we played that EE now. We still can't really do anything. We could blow it up, recast, and then ponder. I don't hate that because our opponent's clearly stuck on mana. Or we can consider playing the Seal of Cleansing because no, I think we blow it up and then recast it. That makes the most sense. Yeah, because holding up this sword might be worth a bit. Like, I don't know, if they have like some way to attack. I would like to hold up the sword. It's not the greatest, but I don't think we're playing this counterbalance though. It doesn't really do anything right now. Second time cycling Gidaro. Alright, well I guess we have to be a little bit more conscious of what our opponent's doing. 4 mountains. Okay, well that's actually pretty bad. But we can't really complain. I think we get island, put ponder on top to set up the predict. Yeah, I think that's the best. Because if we snap ponder, then we have nothing to sanctuary. And we're like kind of far off from a brainstorm. I like this. So yes, and if our opponent doesn't actually do anything, I guess we can consider not predicting. Which could also be stupid, but I think it's correct to like respect it. Okay. Well, it looks like they do have sneak attack. So the real question is, do we think they have Emrakul? I guess it can't possibly be right to... Oh no, we have Caracas, right? So we should be okay. Unless it's Grizzlebrand. I mean, our opponent showed us World Spine Worm before, but we have Swords to Plowshares as well. So I think we're actually pretty reasonably protected from whatever threat they have in their hand. And I'm guessing they're going to go for it now, because there's no reason why they would do this. So we need... Okay, yeah, we have a stop beginning of combat. That's good. Oh, God. I can let them draw 3 cards. Or we can gamble and take 1 billion damage. I think we let them draw 3 cards because we have like a decent engine going on right now. So you can draw 3 cards, opponent. I think I can beat you. Oh, I should have probably like sealed. No, it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, so we just kill this now. And we can just take 6. I don't really want to sword that. It doesn't do anything else, does it? Yeah. Yep, so we'll take that. And I think we'll probably mill the ponder. Or I guess we can like chomp with snap, but I think that's probably too cute. I don't really want to cast the snap from my graveyard next turn because I want to put the Seal of Cleansing back on the... Oh, I'm retarded. Well, I guess we're just dumb. Yeah, that was just a misclick. Yikes. Great start to my first recording. It's fine. Okay, so that's a decent draw, I want to say. We'll play Counterbalance now. Because there's no reason not to. And I guess we'll play that one too. Also because there's no reason not to. Oh god. Well, hopefully we don't lose because of this. Interestingly, if you draw Brainstorm... Okay, that's the 3rd time he's cycling Gidaro, so that's kind of scary, honestly. So the next time he cycles it, he gets it, but then in combat, we can just Caracas it, right, at the beginning of combat. Well, we'll make him attack, whatever. Because then he can cycle again, right? Okay, so now we Caracas this. Alright, we figured it out yesterday when I was talking to Strifo. And then he can cycle it now again, obviously, and put it into play. So he's going to start drawing a lot of cards, honestly, which is kind of scary. Oh, Forceful's a good draw. So now he can block, actually, and that's kind of infuriating. So maybe we're supposed to sword Yidaro? I can't tell. I guess we can sword him next turn, so we just attack now, and if he puts it in, we Caracas it. And then we get him to like 4. We can't force away Yidaro, unfortunately. Oh, we can also just attack with the Snapcaster, of course. That makes sense. And if he blocks, then we can cast it and ponder. It's not too bad. Okay, so these are all fine. I wonder if I should just sword it. No, let's just let him block it first, I guess. Okay. Because I kind of want to cast a snap from my graveyard. Alright, snap. Ponder. Ponder. So Brainstorm is obviously excellent. I think we want all these cards. We'll take the Brainstorm and leave the snap on top. Even though I think it's not going to be super relevant. And then we just pass. It could be correct to sword this Yidaro. I don't know. We've given him like 2 cards by not killing it, which is probably dumb. I don't know. Should have really thought this through before. Alright, so he goes for the 2-drop, which is sick. So I think now we basically have to sword this. I guess I didn't really think this through, but yeah, hopefully we're not hunting too hard. Alright, go to the farm, Yidaro. Combustible Gearhulk. Damn, I really want to forceful that. I think it's worth it. And I think we just pitch the daze here. No, the daze is actually good. Because if we bounce this and put it back into our deck and get back the forcible, maybe that's just not necessary. We're only 39 cards in, and our opponent has a lot of mana. I think we do it. Whatever. Force pitch days. I think the second Snapcaster is worth more. And I think again we do nothing here. We just then set Brainstorm and maybe set up Snap Predict. I don't know if we want this second sword, but it doesn't seem too bad right now. Okay, so I think the second Caracas is obviously terrible. So Snap Caracas. I think we still snap predict because it puts more clock. It's 7. I guess it doesn't change the clock at all. Never mind. I guess wait, 1, 2. We can snap forcible. Yeah, let's just regular predict then. Oh, does that? Nope, it's not lethal. So, nope. We even do have a forcible. Cool. Ponder. Bobble, brainstorm, predict. I think we just put the brainstorm at the bottom. No, play this. I don't think we have to use it. We have forcible, so I mean, probably is correct to just double pop it, but this game's basically over. Alright, cool. On to the next match. We definitely didn't play that like perfectly. I think we let our opponent cycle Yadaro like twice when we really didn't have to. It just didn't occur to me that he can just cycle it 3 times every turn. Like, he can do it twice on his turn and once on my turn, and like that basically means I can't attack. It's kind of interesting how that card is actually card advantage if your opponent has Caracas, because you always produce the turtle. Ignore. This guy plays Slivers, which unfortunately for this build of Miracles, I think is a little bit weaker against him. For example, Sam Rukas is playing 2 Engineered Explosives, and that card is much better. I don't think this hand is a mulligan. So Daze is actually kind of bad in this matchup, I think. If possible, I'd like to brainstorm back. I have a 1/1. So now we definitely don't want to brainstorm. So I guess we just ponder. Dig for Terminus, I guess. I think that would be the most ideal. Those are some pretty bad cards, so I think we'll shuffle this. Slivers actually doesn't play Wasteland, so we can pretty liberally fetch our duels and have our double white by turn 3, while having 3 islands as well. So that's kind of nice, because against most decks that we want to be terminusing, they actually have Wasteland. So yeah, pretty much makes sense. Carrying the Souls. So Forceful is kind of awkward in this matchup as well, but at least we have 2 swords. That one can't be countered. And now we can't sword anything. So doesn't seem great for the home team right now. So we can't play around Hibernation Sliver, because if they have it, we're basically dead. So we won't play around it. I guess we just brainstorm. See what we hit here. So we did hit Terminus. I think we put back probably Days Terminus. Both Days and Forceful really don't do anything, but there's a chance in the late game that our opponent will start playing like 2 spells a turn, and maybe then it'll be relevant. Alright, one time. No Hibernation Sliver, please. Don't do it. I can't beat it. If he plays Hibernation, I think we just concede. I don't think we have any out to that. the best would just be like some random Sliver Lord and then we 3 for 1 our opponent. Yeah, so this is pretty much what I was afraid of. So he can pay 6 life and bounce both of them to his hand. But we won't really be progressing. I mean, I guess we'll be playing lands. All right, whatever. We won't concede this match, but certainly doesn't look good for us. Yes, we'll reveal. He's probably gonna pay like 6 life, bounce everything. Good news is our opponent actually doesn't have Aether Vial, and I in fact suspect he's not playing Aether. Excuse me. Anyway, we're gonna cast this. Maybe if we can find and treat the angels fast, like maybe 2 angels can kill our opponent. Cool. Alright, so we'll ponder now. Those are all terrible. They all don't do anything because of this cavern. Ooh, that's a good draw. That's actually an amazing draw. So I think we want to play out the island. It just provides our 3rd color in case we ever have to E on 3, but probably not because the whole deck is 2 drops. Okay, so this makes sense. So this is pretty good for us. I think if we manage to kill this specific sliver, we're actually kind of favored. Because that means we can sword the new ones. Or we could just go for Lurrus this turn. I don't hate playing Lurrus because we can start attacking them, and next turn if we blow it up on 2, they have to pay 4 life again. I don't hate Lurrus. And then we pretty much can E on 2 forever. So we did get a little bit punished. So if our opponent for some reason is playing interaction in his deck, like if he has I don't know, Dismember, it would be bad, but hopefully they don't. And we'll just save the fetch land. Yeah, let's just play Lurrus, whatever. Sometimes Slivers also has Force Will, but usually not in game 1. I don't feel too bad about this game. I think we went from extremely about to die horribly to like maybe we can win. I don't know. If they play Hibernation this turn without playing a land, I think I'm pretty happy. Okay, Gale Rider, that makes sense. Okay. I actually kind of like this. So if we E on 2, if we E on 2, we can actually sword one of these guys this turn. Which I like a lot. Because the 2/1/1s don't actually do anything. So let's start with that. So blue. Red. Yes. So that worked. I think we just pretend that we're holding up the Caracas. Maybe our opponent will like double block, and then we get to sword one of these and eat the other one. That would be nice. Well, opponent doesn't fall for it, unfortunately, but alright, so we're getting to the point where they're about to start casting 2 slivers a turn, which is going to be problematic for sure. Alright, so in response to this, we should probably kill one of these. First strike is significantly more annoying than flying, I think, because our Lurrus can never attack past. Yeah. I think the sword is also pretty good here. So let's start with sword on this. I guess we don't have to do that. We can E on 2, blow it up, and then when he pays 2 life, we just sword it. Is it worth the number, the resources? I think the answer is probably yes, actually, because that sliver makes the other slivers unkillable. So yeah, let's just do that. I guess he can pay another life. Yo, he didn't do it. Wow, he just let it happen. Interesting. So here I kind of want to just hold up the fetch land because we can get the sword back. And I think that's worth more than doing anything. If our opponent does something like insane here, I kind of want to be able to get our terminus back. Or maybe sword is better, not sure. Also, if our opponent plays a non-Cavernous Soul land, we could force a will. Although we're unlikely to be interested in doing that. Nightmare. That's kind of... Oh, he's going to cast Lurrus, I guess. I guess he wants to cast Lurrus. So I think, obviously, this is a pretty easy forcible, like, if they go for Lurrus. Because they just have uncounterable, annoying slivers in their graveyard. Okay, predatory sliver. That one's fine, actually. I don't think we care about that. Please play another 2-drop. Oh, that's so good for us. Okay. So I guess we just continue to loop this engineered explosives on 2. Yeah, I think the sword is worth more than... yeah, and if our opponent has... Cavern named Nightmare, that would be bad, but... not like we can do much about it. So one thing we could do is port in our opponent, but I think at this point we don't know what's in their hand. If they already have the cavern, then porting them is actually pretty bad, because if we don't get a blue spell, it's awkward. Yeah, this EE loop is just insane. Okay, so it's another... Well, it can't be countered. Sure. If he pays 2 life, basically dead. He might just gain the 2 life if we sort it, so I don't think we want to give him that option. We just play the EE and see what happens here. This red. Load up. So now that we have a pitch card for our Forcible, I think we can safely portent probably still ourselves, to be honest, because we can still find and treat the angels and be like pretty happy with that. No, I mean we can just get Brainstorm back if we were like that desperate. Depends on what they do. We should just wait, I think. I think waiting is always good. Ether Vial. This game is not going to go on long enough for that card to matter at this point, so we basically ignore it. What is this? Sinew Sliver. Okay. So I think we sword the Sinew. And then we play E on 1 and kill both. So obviously Lurrus looked really good here, but I mean I guess now we just portent our opponent because we pretty much know that they are unlikely to have anything. So Ziggurat lets them know these are all bad. Mariner, Silver Hive, yeah. Nope. Can have those cards opponent. Go ahead. Should have probably held that land. For Brainstorm. Okay. So I guess that was pretty surprising. I didn't expect us to win that game after he went started the way he did. I know this opponent plays Chalice because I played against him earlier today. So we still need our Yees, and we need both of these. And I think that means we actually cannot board Inventor. Okay, so Counterbalance is terrible. Daze is very bad because there's nothing to daze. Council Judgment is actually fine, but it's actually worse than the second EE, obviously. Force Negation does nothing. And now we're left with this. So there's still some bad cards here, I think. Like, I think these cards aren't great, but they do play Chalice of the Void. I think given that information, our opponent won't always have Cavern of Souls. So it might be okay to just have 4 Forcibles. It's between that and like just cutting them all and playing Monastery Mentor. But I think that's wrong. Our opponent has a lot of ways to like give flying to his creatures, and they're also very large. Mentor also wins the game faster though, like after we board wipe. Lurrus was really good that game because it's a clock. I wish we could board in like one Mentor. Because these cards are just like horrible. And then all these cards are like fine. This card is like pretty questionable without Lurrus. I guess we can just play Lavinia, especially since we might suspect our opponent is playing like, I don't know. Yeah, let's try this. I don't know what the correct play is, but all I know is our opponent has both Chalice and Aether Vial post board. Maybe they board out Aether Vials for Chalice. But their Chalice is pretty slow. Okay, so this hand is actually really good. Yeah, we'll keep this for sure. Maybe we should have boarded the Mountain. No, we shouldn't have. It's a terrible card. Ether Vial. Okay. God damn it. Alright, we drew that way too early. We actually have nothing to do on turn 1. I think it's better to lead planes in case we draw a fetch land. At least we can have Pyroblast up next turn and still play Lurrus on turn 3. Maybe it was correct to play the E on 1 there, but I personally like using the Seal of Cleansing first. Because I think the E can remove other stuff, mainly creatures. It's good for us that our opponent hasn't opened Chalice. It's just a Muscle Sliver. Okay. It's perfectly fine. So if he has a 1-drop in there, I think we're still okay. Wow. Okay, so we're drawing really bad. But I think this game is still salvageable. We'll never have to E on 3. It's just that this Pyroblast is currently uncastable. I think we just go for Seal of Cleansing, and we don't kill it now? No, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Let's kill it with the trigger on the stack, I guess. Okay, yeah, let's just kill it now then. He has a 1-drop. Okay, so he did have a 1-drop. So actually, I feel like our opponent's hand really wasn't that great up till now. If he has Hibernation Sliver, obviously it's a problem. Survival's fine. Ooh. I think even if he plays Muscle Sliver, yeah, we still E on 1. Is taking 6 a turn too much? Probably is, to be honest. Okay, never mind. So that changes things quite a lot, I think. If we E on 1 and kill both of them, that's actually terrible. Because we take 6 this turn, and we have to take even more next turn. No, we can sword it. We can sword. No, we can't sword if we E on 1. So E on 1 is just a bad play. I think we E on 2 with the intention to sword this sliver when he goes to attacks. Hopefully don't have Forcible here, because that would suck. Okay. Well, they didn't have it. We also have 2 dead cards in our hand, which feels pretty bad. But it's not like we could have done anything. We also get punished here by exactly the 2-mana sliver, Hibernation Sliver. But yeah, we're definitely sorting this one just to not die from damage. And then next turn we get another 2 for 1, so I'm not too unhappy. And then we have Snap Sword up for his follow-up after. Ooh, Crocus. So we only need 2 mana this turn, but we can't really do anything else. We can't Snap Sword, we can't cast any other spells. It's really bad that we haven't drawn a single cantrip or a way to cast this Pyroblast, but I guess we'll blow it up in combat, and then they'll play more stuff. And there's not much we can do about that. But if we draw land next turn, we can... No, we can't. We're in a very, very bad position right now because of our opponent's Aether Vial. But I don't think there's anything we could have done this game to mitigate what's happening in this game right now. Not so far anyways. Okay. So if they have another, like a Sinew Sliver in his hand, it's actually pretty... Oh. Yikes. Well... Oh, that's actually great. Never mind, we're not dead anymore. We have to sword snap sword. Well, we don't have to, but if he has surprise sliver, can we beat that? I guess if he doesn't put in a sliver, then we should sword snap sword on his upkeep, I think. I know that sounds stupid, but I really don't want to get blown out by hibernation here. Okay, so now we just kill both of them. Snap. Sword. And then hopefully we draw land next turn, and that will maybe mitigate things. I don't know. If he... yeah. Alright. Time to see what he put in. Okay. That's actually not too bad. I think we're like slightly ahead now. Our opponent can't cast Lurrus because he named Sliver with his unclaimed territory. Not gonna lie, I feel like our opponent's mana is actually not that good. If he attacks, it means he has a lord, so he doesn't have a lord. So I think our opponent just drew a land there, which means it's time to play this out right now. And I don't think we'll play around any kind of... Man, this is like really terrible. Okay, so if he has a surprise dude, it doesn't matter, right? Because we can just chump with Snap, and then we can cast Snapcaster next turn. So I think we... No, actually... But then we can't cast EE for 2 next turn. And blow it up, unless we draw a land. Maybe the play is just to do nothing. Let's try doing nothing. Right, because if we E for 1 now, it's not pretty, because if he puts another 2-drop in here, and he has 2 3/3s, then it's very awkward. So the same thing here, right? Like, if I sword this now, will it do anything? Yeah, it will. If he doesn't have... If he has exactly the Shroud Sliver, then this is much better for me to do now. Because otherwise the sword is dead. Okay. Well, at least we're playing well. That thing's literally unkillable. For now. Once again, didn't attack with it. So I think we attack with the Snapcaster. No, we don't. We need to block. I think we start with Seal of Cleansing, and then we can chump with the Snapcaster if we have to, but I don't want... I want the EE in my graveyard. Alright, let's try killing this. See what pops out. Sure. Okay. So that's not too bad for us. Now we can chump this turn and go for E on 2 next turn, and then we can start attacking. I think we're doing alright here. Despite our 2 dead cards from the beginning of the game, Lurrus has really pulled us ahead. So I think this is an example of a game where regular Miracles would not really have had a chance. Oh god. Really? Does that kill me? No, it doesn't. We just take 5 and go to 2. Which is obviously scary as hell, but these are all gonna die. So I'm not too unhappy. This EE is like carrying us. So this is one reason, you know, to play the more engineered explosives. 2. And I think here we won't I guess we attack first so that we get the hit in with Snap. We won't correct the fetch land because... Well, I guess we could correct the fetch land, but it doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, I think I'd rather hold up Pyroblast because he has a bunch of blue creatures in his deck. And next turn we get to recast Snapcaster anyways. Well, good news, there's still no Cavernous Souls, which is nice. We actually can't counter Lurrus, which is somewhat of a problem. We just attack here. And we'll cast the EE for 2. We can cast the Snapcaster anytime, but we're not quite close to killing our opponent yet, so... Okay, well, I guess our opponent just has nothing. Nice. No, that's terrible. I think I still want the snap in the graveyard in case we have to snap sword anything. I guess we have Sanctuary now, but I guess we just cast this seal. No reason not to. I know it gets blown up, but so does the Snapcaster if we have to blow up the EE. So there's no real difference between them. Oh no. Okay, well. Here it comes. And good news is we can totally Pyroblast the sliver he cast from the graveyard. Got the wrong land. Come on, dude. Sure. I guess I hope he casts Crystalline or Unsettled Mariner. Those two would be the best because, well, we have removal. Cast Aether Vial. That's like surprising to me, I think, but also not insane, I don't think. Actually, yeah, that is pretty weird. I mean, seems bad for our opponent. So that's another clock. It's a stupid 2-drop, which is not great, but I guess we just snap sword Lurrus here. Alright. Well, we're 4-0 in games, even though we kind of bungled. I feel like this deck feels like it's behind a lot, but in reality, there are a lot of good draws, and in recent memory, I feel like this is one of the better decks to kind of sift through what's going on in your list and find the correct answer. I don't think I've played a version of Miracles with just like more cantrips. So being efficient with them is important, and I guess just trusting your deck will produce the answers. Yeah, but Engineered Explosives really showing off to be one of the better cards there. That's pretty much how I won against Slivers last time as well. I think I played the same opponent at one of the challenges. Or preliminaries, I can't remember. Clearly our opponent remembers us, because it can't possibly be pleasant getting Terminus. I don't recognize his handle. We don't know what he's playing. We lost the die roll. Gyruda. Great. Well, this hand is a keep against regular Gyruda, and if he's playing Steel Stompy, we can also beat that. He already... I think this is a mistake by our opponent. He played the city before the pedal. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So I think we just let our opponent go for it. It's very clear they don't have Cavern because they went for the city first. So this is just forcible, which I guess Brainstorm, because Snapcaster starts attacking him fast, and it's going to take him a long time to rebuild. Okay, that's not bad. Maybe we don't even have to show him the Snapcaster now. Well, if our opponent waited one more turn, we would have literally lost that game. Just saying. Actually, not really. We have swords in our hand. So I think our hand was pretty good against everything. Yeah, he has nothing going on. We should just ponder. We're aggressively looking for our third land so we can play our Lurrus on curve, I think. Man, those are so bad. But it has a land in it, so I think that's good enough. It also has like second forceful, like if down the line. Whoops, I forgot to play land. But whatever. I don't think it's gonna matter. Misclick. Feels bad. But yeah, if we played our land, we would have played Lurrus this turn, and then our opponent would have like totally not know what we were doing. Oh my god. Alright, well this league is filled with misplays. I'm not playing the best, but good news is it's mostly dexterity. I guess not sorting the Yadaro was also really stupid. Never mind. Surprised our opponent hasn't conceded. I've played our opponent's deck like a fair bit, and the number of times I've come back from spots like this is basically 0. It's very, very unlikely. Right? They need to draw both Garuda and some way. Or I guess if they make like, I don't know, like some other kind of mana, they can cast their clones and like Thought-Knot Seers and stuff. That's happened like before, but I don't think like crappy creatures are good enough to win against us because we're Terminus deck. Right, thank God. Finally, good card. I think we just brainstorm here. If we don't find a land, then we can still just mill the Terminus away like end step. We can also snap ponder, but I think brainstorm has like a much larger upside. Yikes. Well, cancels judgment. Terminus. That is tapped. We don't need it. Go ahead, opponent. We could have also considered milling the Snapcaster Mage, because we can just cast it from our graveyard next turn. But I think Sword Snap Sword is worth slightly more against the Garuda deck than Terminus, because you're likely to not play anything for a long time and then play one thing after they store enough mana, and then when that's used, they basically do nothing again. So we'll name Terminus here. Take our 2 for 1. So now our opponent clearly knows what we're doing, which should mean they should concede. The only reason I can see why they wanted to keep playing this game is to figure out what our deck does. But now it's really clear. They could have also just scouted me on Moto, or sorry, MTG Goldfish, because I basically never play anything else. Yikes. Well, I feel like this is almost a shuffle. Just like doesn't matter. Yeah, if we get a land, then I can almost feel safe enough to snap ponder. Oh. Well. I think we just go to discard. There's no reason to like tap out of the Swords to Plowshares. Like if for some reason they're saving like 2 LEDs in their hand and they actually draw the third Garuda, we really, really want to be able to counter maybe the black spell. Sorry, we really want to be able to sword the Garuda, like 2 of them, right? And I think that basically guarantees that can't lose. Okay, what is this? Chalice or Unmask? Cabal Ritual. Okay, so he is playing. It looks like our opponent is playing some kind of side plan. So maybe they have Grave Titan, for example, or they could have another Gyruda in their hand. I think fighting over mana is correct here. There's just absolutely no reason why we shouldn't force negation this. It doesn't really... Force negation doesn't actually do anything else. And we can still force will LED if they have it. The fact that our opponent hasn't played any soul lands makes me think that they're just hurting for mana and they, you know, just possibly have more cards in their hand. Yeah, and also I think sword is actually not... The sword could be bad. Could potentially be bad against what our opponent has in hand. Because if it's a Grave Titan, which I have seen, or Grizzlebrand, it's actually much worse to not fight over the mana. It's playing kind of slow, but I can't help that. Fine. Alright. While we Restoration Angel. Alright. Well, I guess we'll just use all of these. Clearly can't cast Restoration Angel right now, but I think playing conservative is still the best. So we can write here Resto. And if they do nothing this turn, we will snap Brainstorm and put and treat the angels back on top. Actually, is that even good? Then we have to tap down on white. But it kills our opponent immediately? Wow. Damn this hand. I think I would snap Brainstorm. It just like increases the clock by a lot. And it doesn't seem like our opponent has a lot of mana. Oh, whoops. Tapped all the... Okay, it's probably ETA and the stupid fetch land, but I don't think we're casting any of these cards, honestly. Oh, I guess we can bobble and like pop it on our opponent's turn. But I really want to have like at least one sword up, because there's no reason. No, actually, we only have to make one angel, right? We're gonna hit him for 5 this turn. He's gonna be at 6. So we just need one angel for it to be lethal next turn. So yeah, we should probably do that. And then we can discard this island, which literally does nothing. Alright, let's see it. Spark double. Yes, I will discard the island. And we will make one angel, and we'll have one Swords to Plowshares up. And this is lethal. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yep. We didn't mill the other Tundra, so we should be good here. I mean, I think normally I wouldn't cast this card, but I'll just get lethal 1 turn faster. Alright. Opponent gives up, even though he died way earlier than that. So these are good. This card is fine too. I don't think any of these are good though. Maybe Stony is fine, obviously, because our opponent has a lot of artifact mana. So I think Terminus is like probably bad. So is this, just way too slow. Treat the Angels is also bad. We have our win con right here. It's just a 3-2, but should help significantly. Counterbalance is fine. It's not the best interaction, but it's better than nothing. So my point, like I've seen people board into specifically sneak attack in the Cabal Ritual builds. I'm just considering if it's worth playing Enchantment Hate against sneak attack, because I think our opponent will be like pretty constrained on red mana. or black. Unsure. I guess we just like not do it and just kind of hope that they don't have reanimate. They do have some number of reanimates. Well, that changes things a little bit. I think we want both of these then. Maybe we can cut like one counterbalance because it's a bit slow. Maybe we don't need predicts in this either. It just like doesn't really do that much. This is probably okay then. Yeah. Maybe sort of no, but I just can't see playing Terminus in this deck. It's like it seems absurd to me to play Terminus against our opponent's strategy, even if there's a chance that they have Grave Titan. I think we just like take our chances with that. I think most notably our opponent's deck is actually quite good. No, but he milled a Kolagon in game 1. So I think he's just playing like the regular list. I don't know. I'm just like probably overthinking this, but so this hand doesn't have Force of Will. But it can also kill Garuda if they don't go on turn 1. And our opponent snap kept 7. So there's a chance that they could be playing it slow and keeping Cavern of Souls. Or they have Green Ley Line. Or they have Defense Grid. Can our hand get better? I guess if he has like both Caracas and Force Will, and we're at like 7 cards anyways, so I think we take the mulligan for free. But if we were on 5 cards, I think I would keep this hand. This hand is significantly worse. This hand is better than both the previous hands, so we did get a little bit rewarded for that. So I think we put back 1 counterbalance, and we can put back one of these cantrips. I think it's just important. The card is a lot worse since we have like no miracles in our deck. And I think our goal is to pretty much force negation any fast mana, especially Black Lotus. I actually don't think my opponent is playing Grim Monolith, because I don't think it's possible to play both Grim Monolith and Cabal Ritual. Yeah. So like, I guess another card that we could like think about is, okay, so that one's an easy force negation. Like any Black Lotus is just force negation fodder, like immediately. Especially on turn 0, because their deck mulligans really poorly, I think. I've played the deck and it feels really bad to like mulligan to 5 or 4 and like Wasteland. Jesus. Well, that's not good for us at all. Holy crap. Well, yikes. That's actually terrible. But the good news is we can still kind of beat it. I wonder if we still like bobble now. Is there any reason to bobble right now over later? Yeah, I guess Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, why not? Force negation. I would like to draw that card. So I'm a little worried because our opponent is building up a lot of mana, and their deck, especially with this swamp, I think it's actually quite worrying what they might have in their hand. No, we'll play this. Pass. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we have to find another force will, like, fast. Maybe Counterbalance is just not good against our opponent's deck? Can't tell. Okay, so that's a lot of Wastelands, which is insane to me. But they don't have much colored mana, which I think is pretty big. So what am I worried about here? I'm worried about Hardcast Grizzlebrand. I'm worried about Hardcast Grave Titan, but they also don't have second black mana. We can also end step Brainstorm if we really needed to. So I think because of that, I'm happy to just pass. And if they find black mana and they go for Garuda, we could easily just Power Blast it. And if they Wasteland us after, so be it. Our deck's a lot better at rebuilding than theirs is. So yeah. Cavern of Souls. He's gonna name Kraken. Cool. Alright, well, I'm a lot happier that he named Kraken than, like, freaking whatever Grave Titan is. Giant. That would be, like, horrible for us, pretty much. Well, it's gonna resolve, and then we're going to Power Blast it. Right, because this is uncounterable anyways, so we could have kept a hand that, like, does more, but I doubt it. And if our opponent is truly on the Reanimator plan, then okay, they hit nothing. That's good for us. Evil Twin. So they're playing Unmask. Evil Twin means oh, it's just a 3/1. Okay. We built a bunch of stuff from our deck. So I wonder if we Brainstorm now, just to, like, set up Counterbalance. We could. We could also just wait. Yeah, let's just wait. We can tap the Volk. And leave up Brainstorm. If they cast anything scary, although they have this Kraken thing. I guess if they have another Garuda in hand, we're pretty dead. Well, this one's also scary. Is this Dragonlord Koligan? Looks like it is. Okay, so that one's gonna resolve. We can't counter it, but we can sword it eventually. Sure. So this is pretty bad for us right now. I still think we wait on the Brainstorm. Sword. Well, that's bad. I think we don't need these. Important target ourselves. Shuffle our library. And I guess we just hope that we find what we need. I think now that we know our opponent's playing Wasteland, maybe we don't even want Pyroblast. I can't tell. Yeah. This game is definitely not standard. But I'm willing to lose to hands like this, I think. I mean, it's all in deck construction, right? I think our opponent constructed their deck well. So now we literally have to find plains or tundra Oh, that doesn't work actually. I think we're just like dead. Because we no longer have Terminus in our deck. Alright, so we'll concede. I guess we like over mind gamed ourselves because we saw the Cabal ritual. We still haven't seen any sort of reanimation, so I'm gonna say that they probably don't have it. Our opponent is playing a lot of lands though. If they have Wasteland, Cavern, City, and Ancient Tomb, that's like... And they had a basic Swamp. So maybe it's like how many lands is that? Like 4, 8, 12. And then Wasteland, we saw more than one. 16. And then plus the basics, which most people play 4. So if we assume that they're playing like 18 to 20 lands, which is a lot, by the way, for a Gyruda deck, I think we can safely say that maybe Counterbalance is just bad. And the Stony Silences too. Because our opponent is clearly... Well, our opponent clearly intends to play a longer game post-board. And I think that means we should be playing Terminus. And if they have like 4 Wastelands, we should probably board in this mountain too. I don't even hate it that much. Alright, what else is bad? Yeah, Counterbalance is really bad against like their plan post board. Like EE is probably also terrible. Right? Yeah. I don't know how much of an outlier that game was, and I think that's why I find it hard to figure out what we're trying to do here. Just CJ. No, that's probably bad. I think Terminus is just the best card. I know that sounds stupid, but I have no idea what's in our opponent's deck. But just from my experience, like, if he has both like Swamp and 4 Wastelands, that's a lot of lands, I think. And it seems crazy to me that... So this hand's really bad against what he did in game 2. Really bad. But it has cantrips, and we don't have Lurrus anymore, so maybe we can just like afford to bottom the Bauble. Although the Bauble is like just velocity. But we definitely want both forces, I think, and 2 cantrips, so yeah, we'll keep it. Maybe we just bottom this. I don't know. But if we find like a red land, the Power Blast is just like really good. I think we'll keep the Bauble, because if you get Wastelanded for some reason on turn 1, I really don't want to just lose, because that would suck. Hopefully we don't lose to the Gyruda player. Alright, let's see what this is. Okay, well, I don't think it mattered. I guess we should have bubbled them. It really doesn't matter, I don't think. But they kept the 6 and they didn't have the ley line, so hopefully they don't have anything insane, because... Okay, well that one is easy for subjugation. That one is also easy force of negation. Oh my god. Okay. Well. You know, I've never had a hand that had 3 LEDs in it. So we just need some justice here. That our opponent does not... Oh my god, of course we draw that too. That our opponent doesn't draw 1 more mana. I know that's a lot to ask, but we need a fetch land. Thank you. Alright. We're okay. As long as they don't mill, like... Oh my god. I don't even know. Oh my god. Of course we're super punished for doing this, but... I mean, nobody's doing anything. So his hand could be very bad because he had 3 LEDs. Okay, so I think our hand is quite good now, actually. Because we can kill both Gyruda and top deck a white land to sword whatever the hell he plays. Okay, that's also decent. We need more lands. Force Wolves. I'll take the land. I don't really want Force Will, but maybe it's like correct to take Force Will. I don't even know. No, it can't be right to take Force Will. Unless he discards like a Grizzlebrand here. Okay, yeah. If he discarded a Grizzlebrand, I think I would have... Oh man, what do I do here? This is hard. We can just get plains, I think. I really don't want to get, like, not have white. Okay, so it didn't really matter. Yeah. Yeah. I don't regret it. Because if he randomly just has his other wasteland... Like, I know he needs more mana than us right now, but... it's still, like, possible. Okay, that's actually amazing. I almost want to just snap Ponder now. And then hold up the REB. I don't hate that. Ponder. I mean, there's only 1 Black Lotus left in our opponent's deck, but he has a lot of outs. Like, he can draw a number of cards. Ooh. God damn it. No. Well, we gotta remember to fetch before that stupid Terminus. But the good news is we can just get a basic mountain now. Oh god. He even had one in hand. Gross. Yeah, let's just get this. And let's just brainstorm now and see what's up. Alright, put these 2 horrible cards back. Now I don't think we can lose. Famous last words. Yeah, we're just gonna look for a faster clock here. Or we can point our opponent, but we really don't know what his hand is missing. I guess we could. No, but we can't kill him in like 9 turns, so we should always do ourselves, I think. Okay, so that's amazing. That's actually really good. So this, that, bobble. Nope. F6. We can beat both Gyruda and a big dummy, just not both at the same time. Sorry, not like Gyruda and then immediately flip, I don't know, like Grave Titan or something. I guess we lose to that. Oh, they get to pick Lavinia if they really want it, I guess. It shouldn't matter though. You're also gonna have to sack your whole hand. So I think we basically win. So maybe that was a reason to draw the Lavinia. They can't get Mentor, so the only cards they can get from our deck is Lavinia and Snapcaster. Yeah. Otherwise, Mentor would be a lot worse, I think. If our Gerudo opponent can just like mill us and get it. Alright, well, he's going for it, boys. It's not uncounterable, so it's just an easy Pyroblast. No reason to risk the 20%. And we're going to play Lavinia. We know the next card is a land. Okay. Alright, we're 3-0. I will have to pause the recording. It'll continue shortly because I have to go do something for a bit, but yeah.